Here we go again. I'm on my own. How's that song go? Doing those carpool confessions. Got my Saturday drive. Most beautiful day I've seen in a minute. It's only like 70 degrees in Vegas. So we're entering my favorite time of the year. Time to hustle and flow. And we're going to talk about the thing I was supposed to talk about last week, but I got into another subject that I thought was a little more important. And today we're going to be talking about the differences between California and Nevada. Because, we got a lot of folks from California headed this way. And I had a conversation with some great folks who called me, found me on YouTube, of course, like a lot of you do. And it got to a point in the conversation when we were talking about what kind of house they wanted. And, they said, no, they didn't want anything too old. A lot of people say that, hey, I don't want anything too old. But it was the reasoning in their standpoint. And this was what was interesting. It was because they didn't want to fix too much in the house because, it's like, with any changes that had happened in the laws and anything, when they moved in, didn't want to have to, do all of the upgrades that were required by the state or the city or county or whatever. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Now, I helped a lot of California buyers move here, but none of them ever said any of this stuff to me before. So it went down this whole new rabbit hole as we had our conversation. And then I had to go back and do some more research. And that's what led to the conversation I was supposed to have with you guys last week that I didn't have because, I preempted it with another conversation. And now I'm having that conversation now. And they thought that, like in California, I guess in some jurisdictions, I didn't know this, when you buy a house there, you've got to bring it up to the current code. I'm like, no, what the heck are you talking about? And I'm serious, they were absolutely dumbfounded. It's like, no, when you buy a house, let's say you buy a 30, 40, 50-year-old house and there's a current change in the codes, when you buy it, you actually have to bring it up to code. I'm like, what? I'm serious. You should have seen the expression on the wife's face. I'm not going to sit here and try to recreate it, but there was a change in expression on the wife's face that, they were lifelong Californians. They couldn't believe what I had said because I'm serious. This was the first time I'd heard this. You may have to go in and make changes to the house to bring it up to code when you buy it. So I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't know about other states. So when you buy a house here in Las Vegas/Nevada, the answer is no. You do not have to do that. Now, I want to make sure that we're clear on this. That's if you buy a house. If you are like making improvements to a house, going in and getting permits to do new stuff, you may have to bring it up to current standards. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? When you think so, if you're going in, you're making an addition, you're doing something, then you may have to bring it up to standards. But just buying a house, no. And as I went deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole, it blew me away. So we have to establish some of the differences between California and Nevada. The N in Nevada does not mean nanny. I know there's an N in California somewhere. When you spell it out, they need to change that to nanny state because it's silly the more I read on these regulations in California about home ownership. The last time I checked, you're supposed to own your home. You purchased a home. You're supposed to be able to enjoy what you purchased. The more I read, the more I'm going down this rabbit hole. And I'm like, why does anyone even want to live there? I'm just reading the stuff like, oh, I want to build something or build a house on a vacant lot that I own. And the city is mandating that I do this, and this to improve the neighborhood. I'm like, what? What about building a house on a vacant lot? Doesn't that improve a neighborhood? Yeah, here you don't have to do that. You build your damn house on the vacant lot that you own. Doesn't that kind of make sense to somebody? Yeah, kind of makes sense to people. I don't know, it makes sense to me. But I never had to live in California or the pleasure of living in California. We need you to improve the drainage systems at $50,000 here. Cause I'm just starting to just look through this stuff and it's like, are you people on crazy pills? Are your governments crazy out there in California? Come on. But I guess it's only crazy when you're not the one having to pay for stuff. As I read more of these cases and go down this rabbit hole, it blows me away. I see this one where a couple bought a house. They buy the dang house, knowing the damn thing doesn't have a view of the ocean. There's a tree blocking their view on somebody else's property, and they sue the property owner to remove the tree because they were being spoiled of a view. So they get to remove a 100-year-old tree for a view. What? Don't believe me? Go to Google. Or I'm sorry, in this day and age, go to ChatGPT. This is real stuff. This is legal in California, among all the other crazy laws. Then other crazy laws, okay, they had that proposition where, thank goodness, they don't raise the property taxes on you. It's one of their propositions there. So, okay, great. Your property taxes are capped at 1 or 2% per year. We got the same thing here. But guess what? When somebody buys your house, they don't automatically just go like, hey, it's time to go and recap all the 20 years of taxes we didn't get. Your taxes don't go up by the 20 years of taxes that they couldn't collect. They do in California. So you think, oh, I just bought this house and the taxes were only $3,000 a year. Now all of a sudden they're $30,000 or whatever. I'm finding out that's legal in California. From what I understand, I want to make sure I'm going from what I understand and from what my reading. I now have to go talk to my California realtor friends. Just the craziness of this stuff. From my 12 years in real estate, I've come to realize that it's only crazy when it doesn't benefit you. When it benefits you, somehow it makes perfect sense. It's kind of like when I was going through flight school at Naval Air Station, Pensacola. I don't know if it happened while I was there. I lived in Pensacola, but I wasn't on Pensacola Beach. I was inland and everything. And there was a case. Now, think Pensacola Beach. You can look at a map on Google or something. And if you look, there's a beach road that like separates everything. Now, there were these like bungalow homes, and they were over on that other side of the road. There was nothing but nice, expansive, beautiful beach on the other. And those homes have been there forever, when they weren't flattened by a hurricane or something. And somebody comes along and they decide to build 5-story condos on the other side of the road on the beach. The bungalow owners sued the condo developers, said it was spoiling their views. So the condo owners, builders, their response was, you don't have a right to views. We don't have a right to views here in Nevada either. You got a great view of something, somebody comes along and builds something that spoils your view, too bad, so sad. Then a few years later, somebody comes along, there's still beach left. Plenty of beach for everybody, right? Builds 10-story condos. The owners of those condos in the 5 stories, you know what they did? You already know where I'm coming at this, right? They sued, saying that their views were being spoiled. You know what the defense from the 10-story condo developers were? You ain't got a right to views. So magically, they believed they had a right to views and nobody else did. And that's the same thing I've noticed for everything in real estate. It's kind of like real estate is the greatest study in psychology I've ever seen in my life. When somebody is trying to sell a house, they need to get everything they can out of the house. Nobody is going to cheat them. When they come to buy their next house, oh, no. What are they doing? They need to give me a discount. Yeah, I've done this for 12 years, over 10 years. December is when I retired from the Air Force. 10 years in December. Yeah, I've seen this multiple times. It's the same time. I've only seen one time where something I've seen where it's not good for the goose, it's great for the gander kind of thing. One time ever, and it was actually really funny. I'm just gonna take one off, and it really blew me away. A guy was buying and selling, and it was funny as heck. When the inspection comes back, he demanded that every last item, no matter how minor it was, on the inspection report be fixed by the seller. I'm like, what? A lot of this stuff is minor. It's like, no, I expect to move into this house. I want everything fixed. I'm like, but for some odd reason, the seller did it. And then when it comes back on his house, the buyer, I'm serious, this is not normal, but we live in abnormal times now. It wasn't too long ago. Demanded that every last thing that came back on his inspection be fixed. So I'm like, yeah, here comes the psychology experiment. I presented to him. He goes, yeah, okay, that's fair. I was like, that's not normal. It was not normal. What I said before is the normal. I've just seen it just so many times where, the buyer, when they are selling and buying, when it comes back on their house, it's like, why are they asking for all these things? But for the house they're buying, it's like, they should be giving me a good house. It should be a good house. They should fix all this stuff. Anyway, going back to all this other stuff, in the conversation, we then started talking about renters and everything. Then it's like, our laws here are completely different too, like with renters. Like, remember that doctor case? You'll be able to find it on Google. That doctor who, it was a doctor, I think it was a dentist or something, in California, where he rented out his guest house to this lady who went to Harvard Law School, and she paid maybe like 1 month of rent, and then she refused to pay rent anymore, saying that he didn't have a proper certificate of occupancy because there was some work that needed to be done, and then refused him access for over a year to get whatever was needed to be done to get the certificate of occupancy. And then sitting there, it was just not paying rent. But she was able to get away with it because that's the crazy stuff in California. And I gave that as an example to him, and it's like, no, that stuff can't happen in Nevada. It's like you're either paying rent or not, and you can't deny someone entry to fix the items you're complaining about. That's actually like the law here. Oh, you're saying that you're not paying rent because the house is uninhabitable. Okay, they're trying to fix it. Give them access. Oh, I don't want to give them access. Okay, you just forfeited the house. Fine. All those little legal tricks they use, places like California, continuances and all that stuff, don't exist here. You will be out in under a month in Nevada, where you can drag it out for years and years in California, or like New York, like the woman who tried to evict the squatters by herself in New York, where the cops came and arrested her. Just try that in Nevada. You ever heard of FAFO? You will FA and FO around here and end up in handcuffs if you're a renter trying to play that crap. No, they're in California where they play all the we're renter friendly, you're evil. No, because you're a landlord and own property. No, they don't play that here. You will be out on your keister. Don't play it, don't try it. So if you're a landlord, it's landlord friendly here. I mean, this isn't Arkansas landlord friendly, because Arkansas is it goes a little bit too far, but it is landlord friendly here, and they will be out in weeks. They have no like the only thing that they have that they could actually try to do is, oh, I'm not paying rent because of, it's uninhabitable and there's mold and everything. Okay, we get that. The only way you can get around it is you have to pay rent into an escrow account. If they do that, they can get away with it. Oh, you got to pay your full rent in escrow. Oh, I'm not paying rent because there's mold. Okay, so they need to go fix the mold. Okay, so you go pay rent into your escrow account, and then when the mold is fixed, we can address the times that was uninhabitable, which is legal. That's the only way you can get around that crap. All this other stuff, oh, I need a continuance for this and that. In some of these states, you ain't doing it. So those are some of the big differences here. You're not going to have to worry about the higher taxes. First of all, the taxes are lower. They're not going to triple on you because you bought a house, or whatever is going to go up because somebody didn't pay taxes for years and years, or were capped out, and now the cities, counties, whatever can figure out, like, I need to get some money back because they weren't paying taxes all these years. I want that back. That doesn't happen here. A renter can't just stay in the house forever for grins and giggles because the city believes it's so. If you want to build on your land, the county, city, local jurisdiction can't demand you do improvements that the city, county, local jurisdiction should have done. Oh, you need to make these improvements for us. None of that. So yeah. Oh yeah. And again, you do not have a right to a view here. So if you think you're going to get a nice view of the mountains, that's all good and fine. You're not guaranteed that. So if you come along and you see somebody building a big building that's going to spoil your view, too bad, so sad. You can't go to court and try to stop it here. Those are the big ones. Those are some big property differences between California and Las Vegas, or at least Nevada. This is a leave me alone kind of place. So if you're tired of the blue and the red and want the purple, come here. I'm gonna tell you that one right now. If you're interested in coming here, of course, always reach out, call, text, email, stuff's down the bottom. That relocation guide's done. Somebody actually texted me the other day about it. If you click on the desktop or TV, there's a little QR code that's on the little banner. If not, I'm going to start putting a link down below and everything. It also allows you to schedule an appointment with me and everything. That relo guide's in there, like on the last page, and take care of everything for you. All my military brothers and sisters, you know the drill. Alpha Mike Foxtrot also got that new channel. I'll see if I can link it down below so you'll be able to see all the stuff on the military channel. It just talks about PCS and everything like that for you guys. And for the rest of, and there goes another scammer. I mean, they used to not even call on Saturdays. Now it's like 24/7, 7 days a week. If I could go and strangle every last one of them, I could. So anyway, for the rest of the almost 80% of you who are out here looking at me, I love you, and we're going to keep them lights on for you. Got plenty of videos out here for you to look at. Next one's going to pop up according to YouTube. You're going to love it, and I would love to meet you over there. So go ahead and look at that video and help me out. And of course, YouTube's got that new hype feature, and go ahead and hype this channel up so more great folks like you will get to find my channel and discover it, and we can all become friends. See you guys on the next video.